Hello, everybody. Is my mic on? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Good morning, or afternoon. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. Can you see me and hear me okay? Guys, I got new lighting for my office for Christmas because right now I currently have no light up top. Let me show you. No light, which is why my lighting has been so bad. And I got new lighting for Christmas. So you'll be able to see me better soon. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's get started. I'm going to stay on probably an hour to an hour and a half. And then I'm going to probably come on again Monday. All right, let's get started. Guidance, message, and song to my spirit guides. I need some solid direction for the new year. Thank you. It's a bat with number 89. Bat with number 89. Some solid direction for the new year. It feels like there's something you're fighting with yourself about. And it's like the resistance is exactly where you're supposed to be heading. Where you feel resistance is something that it's like hiding a breakthrough. The resistance is hiding a breakthrough. So the direction is take action in the opposite direction of some kind of self-limiting belief or fear. My health in 2025. Welcome in, everybody. My health for 2025. It feels like there's something that I want to say comes in quick but leaves just as quick. Something kind of hits you out of nowhere. This doesn't feel like anything serious. This feels more like, I don't know, maybe like a flu or something. Something comes in quick and leaves just as quick, but it feels like that's the most stress you'll have with health this upcoming year is that. What should I focus on in 2025? Should I focus on? It's like there's some indecision about which direction to go, left or right, yes or no, up or down. And you were meant to be in a waiting period so that you could have enough observation to make the decision. And now the decision is coming where you're going to choose a direction and then intentionally plan how to take those next steps once that direction is chosen. Message for love. There's something that you're kind of like, I feel like I dodged a bullet, or I feel like something that didn't work out was actually in my favor. Whatever that was either short, the time cut short or something like that. Whatever the replacement is for that is coming in. It's like you had to be in a state of not gripping on to some kind of safety blanket. And because of that, something's coming in. Any messages from my mom? I have Two Hearts by Dermont Kennedy playing. How could our farewell mean as much as our... How could our farewell mean as much as our time? I feel like this is a message of something that you were thinking about yesterday on Christmas that you may have been a little hard on yourself about, or like a little bit frustrated with yourself about, and the message to like put it down. Don't carry it with you. I almost feel like it's something you wish you could have said to her. But there's this energy here of like, allow yourself to go into this New Year's Eve, knowing that you're allowed to break the cord that was holding you back. Any messages for me? Any messages for me? You're going to soon be really coming to the realization of what perspective shift is needed that's holding you back. It's like you have the sand and you have the cups and you have the bucket and you're getting the instructions on how to build the sandcastle. And building the sandcastle is shifting a little bit of perspective on something that opens up a lot more doorways. Can I have a message from Sean, please? Hold on one second. Let me have him be a little quieter. Be a little quieter. I'm wondering if there's some kind of message that's coming through from Sean where they feel like they're being loud in the delivery of the message, but you may feel like it's like, is this too good to be true that this message is coming in this loudly type of thing? Because you feel disconnected from them. It's like you're being shown signs. It's almost like breadcrumbs leading you to some revelation. Just keep following the breadcrumbs is the message. What will 2025 be like for me? What will 2025 be like for me? Learning to enjoy your own company. I almost feel like this brings certain shadows to the surface, or this is like something that maybe you struggled with before, but it feels like you're kind of almost being put, not forced, but like put into a situation where you're kind of needing to find a way to enjoy your own company or learn that you never needed anything outside of you. It could be like a combination of those two. Message to start the new year from spirit guides and a song. Ooh. Message to start the year and a song. Happy by NF is the song. Dear God, please hear me out. I know it's been a couple years since I've reached out and said hello. I bet you're wondering why I keep obsessing on and stressing all the little things when I should be living life and soaking up the memories. It feels like there's some emotional turmoil that you've been sifting through, and the end of that battle is in sight. The tower is almost behind you. You're driving forward ahead of the tower, and you keep looking in the rear view thinking you're going to loop around and have to re-experience the tower, but you're not. What should I focus on in 2025? Learning to get out of your way when it comes to, how do I word this? It's like, just because it didn't work this way doesn't mean it's not right. Just because this change wasn't sustainable that time doesn't mean it's not able to be sustained in a different way. So 2025, focus on, there's something in 2024 that you tried at and it just wasn't the right timing. And it feels like that's coming back in a different form, but this time it's going to work better. Message from loved ones. 10 of Cups, family. Something that you've been working on in the spiritual is manifesting in the physical, because something that you've been working on in your mind, it's like you have the map now of how to make it work. I would say trust what your discernment guides you to stay away from, because that's the only thing that can throw this off balance. Are there any messages for my boyfriend Jay from his cousin Leonard that passed away? Still with you, family, even though I'm not with you physically. Two of Cups in reverse. Your boyfriend Jay from his cousin Leonard. So Leonard would be saying to Jay that Leonard is going to help Jay see the truth of a situation. So it feels like there's certain like patterns or like something that Jay keeps picking up on, and Leonard is saying that's me trying to lead you to the truth of it, or trying to maybe bring some kind of closure. It could be. It's like piece of candy and number 13. 1-3, January 3rd. Something significant about January 3rd as well. Like maybe he gets a big sign on that day about what I just said. Do you see me moving to Mexico in 2025? I feel like it's in your hands. I do feel, I mean, King of Pentacles would make me feel like I'm staying where I'm at, but I have the option to go, but I choose to stay where I'm at instead. But then the Knight of Swords is literally flying through the air. So it's like I maybe wouldn't say in 2025. I do feel like you're going to have the opportunity to, but I almost feel like you end up waiting. It's like I'm comfortable here for now type of thing. Any messages from D? Any messages from D? Chasing Shadows by Alex Warren. From D, Chasing Shadows. I'm homesick for somewhere that doesn't exist. It feels like there's this energy of like I'm refinding my footing here. As in you, like D is acknowledging you finding your footing right now. There's something that felt like it was chasing you for some time, but you don't feel like you have to run anymore, or soon you'll feel like you won't have to run anymore. You can have a seat, you can have a picnic, because Page of Wands, it's like you learned everything you needed to off of that experience. Will A get offered a program? Will A get offered a program? Justice in reverse is like a lack of fairness. So I feel like that would say A deserves to get offered the program. But King of Swords is reversed. So it's like either I'm continuously waiting to hear back, or like there's additional steps that are needed before I can get there. Page of Pentacles is like I'm still on the path of trying to find how to get to the program type of thing. It may be that there's more needed before being offered. Like more documentation, more time, more when someone calls and like gives a reference for you type of thing. There's something else that's needed. Should my mom start her new small business idea? How would it go if your mom started her new small business idea? I feel like there's a need to not start, but it feels like there's a need to be a little bit more thorough on the business plan is how I'd word that. Yeah, Queen of Swords. It's kind of giving the energy of like work smarter, not harder, but I feel like that maybe has something to do with networking or like how it will be expanded or something to that effect. So I feel like it has the potential to go well if there's this energy of let me go back to the drawing board and make sure I'm not missing anything. Otherwise, I feel like there may be some frustration. So yes, but business plan, The Reckoning by Need to Breathe, in the middle of our reckoning time. Something needs to be reconciled within the business plan. Has my friendship with Julie ran its course? Has my friendship with Julie ran its course? I don't think that like the soul contract is over. I think that you're still playing a role for one another, but it's like right now this person is battling their own battles and they're not able to be who they need to be for you. It feels like there's an opportunity to fix this after this person deals with their own stuff that they're dealing with right now. Otherwise, you're going to feel like you're walking on eggshells, and I feel like that's triggering something that's making you almost like angry at yourself. Like, why can't I fix this type of thing? But it's not your battle to fix, it's there. So in time, it could be fixed, but there's a need for that time. Will the overall U.S. economy be more volatile or will it improve during the first 6 months of 2025? Good question. Will it be more volatile or will it improve? It's giving you win some, you lose some. Will the economy be more or will it improve? It's giving you win some, you lose some. Like some areas improve and then some I'm getting the wording harder to come by, but I don't really know how that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting. Harder to come by. So in some overall, I feel like there's more improvements, but there's also like there's more quantity of improvements, but some of the bad parts are maybe more impactful, if that makes sense. Message from my spirit guides. There's like some kind of weird jealousy around you. It's like maybe you're not seeing it, but questioning it, but you're not sure if you're reading it correctly. Almost like this energy of like, I feel like that person's like a little jealous or acting a little weird, but like, I don't want to be like, oh, well, I'm someone that you should be jealous of. It's like you're maybe battling with yourself because you don't understand why they're being that way. I think the message is just to kind of be patient and let things unfold. You'll be shown what you need to see in the right timing. Oh, Christine, that's okay. If it's this one, it comes up in a separate list anyway. Been a hard few days. Message for the week and a song. So I went to change the song and Beautiful Things by Benson Boone came on. Wow. For a while it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last 4 cold Decembers I recall. Oh. And I think I might have it all. And I thank God every day for the girl he sent my way, your husband. You have all the tools for whatever battle this is, but the dragging out of what is going on right now has something to do with like, I'm carrying around this toolbox. How do I word this? I'm carrying around this toolbox, and this toolbox is what I'm using to navigate what's going on. But at the same time, there's like a secret pouch in the toolbox, and I forgot that I put some tools in there. So it's like you have them with you, but you're not recognizing that they're there, and that's where the frustration is coming from. Hold on. Let Them Go by Matt Hansen. Anxiety is growing like a fog over the ocean. There's a need to realize that you have everything that you need to solve this or to get out of this. It's like you're just misjudging what you have available to hit the target type of thing. And I feel like this is like stepping forward with boldness helps you to recognize the tools that are there. Thank you very much. Let me pull one of these. Sometimes, Christine, sometimes you need the rain. What did he say? Sometimes you need the pain. Nope. Sometimes you need the rain to know you miss the sun. Don't allow loneliness to make you reconnect with toxic people. We don't drink poison just because we're thirsty. It's kind of giving like new year, new you vibes. And you're going to recognize yourself not aligning with people that you may have felt like you aligned with this year going into next year. And that's okay. Will there be any blessings as a result of this? Oh, that goes with what I just said, I think. Will there be any blessings as a Ace of Swords fell. So clarity, a breakthrough, 9 of Swords in reverse, not having to worry about someone else's water getting into your boat and sinking it, and strength would be the blessing. The blessing is in who you become from this. What didn't stop you propelled you, and that's the blessing. It's the what's that called? Slingshot effect. You're being pulled back to be propelled forward. Insight into January 2025. I'm going to go back to the list after this one. Insight into January 2025. You're going to start to see how it's like certain doors that wouldn't open for you that you're like, why won't this door open? I have this whole set of keys. Like, let me in. One of these keys has to work. You're going to start to see how if you would have gotten into those rooms, you would have been trapped away from what's really right for you. So it feels like January 2025 is like this, almost like your spirit guide's putting you through some kind of life review so that you understand something and can move forward without carrying that 10 of Wands burden. All right, let me go back to this list. Where was I? Message from my spirit team for January. Thought I pulled 4. There's 3. Thought I pulled 4. There's 3. I feel like there's a little bit of overwhelm, and it's like needing to kind of organize or like list or like it's almost like your ambition is sprinting, but your energy is like running. So like they're both moving fast, but like there's going to be overwhelm if you can't align them, if that makes sense. The key to almost like relaxing this pressure that you feel is like on your shoulders nonstop right now is just in slowing down and reorganizing everything that needs to be done. You'll feel a lot better when you do that. How does 2025 look for me? And a message from my mom. It's kind of this energy of like laying the groundwork for something that's to come. So it may feel like this is like brick by brick. I'm placing the bricks to build something, but also at the same time, I'm recognizing that the cement that's in between the bricks isn't something from me. It's something I create. So it's almost like your creativity is the final piece here in this structure that you're going to be building. And the message from your mom is that you already like you're ready for this. This is like the Fool, like the little bag that the Fool holds. This the Page of Wands. It's like the Fool is the leap forward. The Page of Wands is like self-exploration. You know yourself well enough to know exactly how this has to be built. Because you know what you're capable of. Should I write her a letter? Should I write her a letter? I would hold off. I feel like it's not no as in never, but I also feel like it's don't hold your breath until it's yes. I feel like right now it's just not going to be well received. Six of Wands in reverse is something in private. Five of Pentacles is like, I'm dealing with a lot in private right now that you don't know about. And it might not be well received because the timing on my part is not right, as in the other person. So I would say wait and re-ask this. December 26th. Like 2 weeks. Re-ask me in 2 weeks. Token or message from God? It's a BOMB with number 65. BOMB with number 65. There's some kind of unavoidable stressor that's coming to a head. It feels like something you've already been stressing about. There is almost like this King of Swords is reversed too. It's like a clearing of the trees. How do I word this? Something that you've been stressing over, there is almost like this additional stress, but then relief after it. So like, but I feel like the additional stress isn't something bad happening. It's a clearing. It's like this is what needs to happen to see everything clearly type of thing. So it's not anything like going wrong. It's more of like the stress comes to a head and then there's some kind of relief. So maybe it's getting some kind of answers for something that's difficult but necessary, or like making some kind of change that's uncomfortable but productive type of thing. What is Jana's feelings towards my family? Will my brother's marriage to her be a happy one? What is her feelings towards your family? She's more worried about what everybody thinks about her. I feel like it's this energy of like, I want everyone to view me in a certain way, and I'm constantly analyzing if I feel like they do or not, as in her. Will my brother's marriage to her be a happy one? I feel like they're going to have some hurdles to get through, but then it rebalances itself out. So, I mean, all relationships do, but I feel like there is going to be a difficult hurdle here because Four of Wands in reverse is like not the happiest time in the home. Hierophant in reverse is like the connection. Something we need to work through this, or the connection will start to grow apart. So it feels like the Queen of Pentacles, she brings value here to the solution. So I feel like, is it going to be a happy one? I feel like it has the potential to be that, but there's a need to fix things and not sweep them under the rug as they happen. Did Randy unalive himself, or was it an accident? What happened to Randy? What happened to Randy? Going, and then I'm stopped. Do it to himself. It's like I'm not in the best state of mind, but I wasn't trying to take it that far. So there's definitely something going on, but it's kind of like I'm not ready to do that yet. I don't know if I'd word it as accident either. I lead more towards him not purposefully and intentionally doing that to himself. There was something going on, but it's I don't know, there's something about it that feels very complicated, or very like layered, if that makes sense. But I don't feel like he intentionally did it to himself. When on my dock Friday, a dolphin swam right up when I meditated for it. It spurted water, chirped, and swam under the water to the ocean. It's the message. Your guides are giving you the rest of the message in a dream. But it's something that you'll understand. So this was you being given the symbolism of this. So it's a reference for other things that are going to come in. There's also something about something about the sprouting of the water that's significant. Like a bursting through the surface of some kind of previous emotional blockage. So like I know that the dolphin's hole isn't like covered, right? It's a hole, but like it's almost like if the hole wasn't there and then that layer's peeled away, now there's a hole where it can sprout through for your emotions. Something that was buried is sprouting, and you're going to be kind of led through this symbolically, like to make sure you're understanding everything correctly. What sort of job will I be doing? Is it finance based? What can we know about a job for you? I feel like I'm not getting finance based. I'm getting something that you already looked into or considered ends up finally going forward. It's like needing to wait for divine timing on something that you already you put one foot on the path and you're like trying to put the other foot, and your guides are like holding it back, and they'll eventually release that foot so you can walk down that path. It's like something you already considered that's not finance. I didn't get any pentacles there. Does anyone, friends or family, have any messages for me or others? It feels like there's a confirmation of a message you've already gotten. Like this isn't a new message. This is for you. It's like you've felt someone come through with a message, and you're like, I don't know if that's really, if I'm understanding that correctly. You were. The message is that you were. Because this is like, I don't need to tell you a new message. I just need to let you know that the message you already received, Six of Pentacles, give and take in private, you weren't judging as the message, but it was the message. So a confirmation that something that already came through, you were reading correctly. What can you tell me about the rift in the family and a song? I don't know if this song goes. Give me a sec. No, I feel like it does. And it's 3:33 right now, my time. And as I said, that it turned 3:34. So something that came back into alignment got out of alignment again. So the song is A Lot More Free by Max McNowan. One sec. From this mountain I can see so far, rivers running like deep, deep scars, carrying the lifeblood through my veins. Is it crazy that I'm grateful for the pain? The rift in the family. It's generational. There's this wound almost. You know how like when, what's that commercial? It's like the Snickers commercial. Like, oh, you act out of character when you're hungry. There's this generational wound that when it gets triggered, it causes people to kind of go against one another instead of facing it. So I feel like the message here is free yourself from the weight of this being personal at all towards anyone. Like even if it's not you, which I feel like it's kind of you taking certain things personally, but it's there feels to be someone else that you're like, I want to defend this person from this type of thing. It's like it's the wound surfacing so that it can be healed. So it's going to be very traumatic because it's been pushed down, pushed down, pushed down. But if you observe, you'll kind of see how everyone has a version of the same wound. And it's not everyone battling one another, it's the wounds trying not to be face to face with the mirror that everyone's holding up for one another, if that makes sense. So it's deeper. The reason it's so difficult is because it's deeper, but it's an opportunity for healing. Message from my spirit guides. There's a creative solution to the blocked action right now. I go back to what I said a little bit ago about trying to open the door won't open, except in this case, that door will open, but you need to get the key for it first. And the key is some kind of creative solution that kind of requires you to, like, you're standing at the door, you have to go back down the hallway, go back out into the room and find the key and then bring it to the door. There's something that needs to be discovered here. And that's why you're being held back in some ways. You need to discover that before moving forward. Did Timothy realize I didn't message him over the holidays? And if so, how does he feel about it? Did he realize? Lack of communication, things being revealed. Yes, big realize. No communication, me seeing that. How did he feel about that? If I'm him, I'm understanding that choices that I made are holding you back from feeling like it's the right thing to do to reach out. So I can't really blame you, but I'm aware. I'm aware that you're not reaching out, and I'm trying not to think about it. Lack of thought. I'm trying not to think about it because I know that it's my fault type of thing. Which one did I skip? Claire, I don't see another one from you. I did the one. I don't see another one. You can type it again. I don't see another one, though. Where was I? How can we best support the growth? Oh, thank you. How can we best support the growth of my channel? Strength. Interesting. Strength, the Hierophant. Four of Pentacles. Foundation. Higher knowledge. Overcoming. I guess I'd say word of mouth or just sharing things that you feel like could help the foundation of other people that you are in contact with. So, like, if something I say feels to you like it could help solidify someone else's foundation, word of mouth or sharing. Thank you for that. Where should I focus my efforts in 25, and are repeating numbers a sign I'm on the right path? Where should you focus your efforts? You know what's interesting? You're asking about repeating numbers and you have a car as your picture. All morning, I was messaging one of my best friends because there was this mediumship message coming through from the other side. And every time I would send her something, I'd be behind a car that had like some significant number pattern or something. Like one was 7 3 sevens, and then the license plate of that same thing was like 1 2 3. So I'm gonna go with a big yes there, just because that feels very relevant to my day. And where should you focus your efforts? It feels like efforts focused on, there was a time period of shrinking yourself, and now you're being guided to take up space and allow that to kind of fix the way that you show up in the community or friendships or socially. So I guess I'd say, where should you focus your efforts? Either networking or socializing, like coming out of the shell a bit. Go to this list. And I'm going to close super chats in a minute as well. Um, just in case I have to get off because my parents and Gavin are here. Insight to January 2025. One second, my deck got messed up. Insight to January 2025. Oh, wait, I did this one. I just didn't unstart it. How is my daughter's current surprise health issue going to turn out? Ultrasound on Saturday. Oh, okay. Okay. How is her surprise issue going to turn out? You're going to get information on. You're going to get answers about something. It's almost like either you have feels like deeper answers on how something is not working together because there's a lack of some kind of flow. So it feels like you're going to be getting answers. How are you going to feel about those answers? I feel like there's going to be some issue here. Not like I'm noticing the shark in the water but it's in reverse. So it's like not worst case scenario, but there's going to be something that requires some kind of effort to fix here. Ace of Cups, but there's a solution. How is it going to turn out? I feel like it's going to be an uphill battle, but there is a solution, but it's going to require consistency and like following directions to a T when it comes to whatever advice she's given. I read for myself and it feels like more of my gifts and intuition will unfold in 2025. Any insight on what? Any insight on what? It's like more of my gifts intuition will unfold in 2025. So it feels like you have pattern recognition, but it's almost like this realization of how pattern recognition works hand in hand with your gifts. So once there's that understanding, it's almost like you can focus on which gift you want to use that with. So like you have the opportunity to do, I want to focus on mediumship. Do I want to focus on energy work? Do I want to focus on channeling? And it's like, okay, how can I incorporate the pattern recognition into how I can work on this gift? So it kind of feels like it's your choice. And it feels like that's significant. It feels like you've worked hard to have some kind of say in it, instead of it just being like, okay, this is what's happening now. It's like, okay, now what do you want to do? Oh, the student becomes the teacher type thing. That. New member, thank you. Pull one of these for you. Pull two of these for you. Is it really about you, or is someone else using you as a wall for their projections? Be mindful of what is yours to carry and what is just the way that someone else feels about themselves that they can't face, so they try to put on you. The higher you vibe, the more you shape your environment. The lower you vibe, the more your environment shapes you. Controlling your thoughts helps you be in control in what's going on externally. Or not in control, but in control over your emotions or in control over your state of mind. Anything I need to focus on the next few months? Thinking outside of the box about why something is not allowing you to like budge forward. Because it's like they're right around the next bend is that wish fulfillment, is that relief or release. And all you need to do is figure out which bungee cord is keeping you from taking those steps towards the corner. Why does my family not understand? My feelings are hurt and have been for a long time. Why do they not understand? Half the deck just fell out of my hand too. Why does my family not understand? Half the deck fell out. It's this energy of like okay, so something like a snowball rolling down a hill. It's like if we would have just addressed this snowball at the top of the hill, we had a chance to do right by you. But we let the snowball go so far that now it's like awkward for us to try and see things clearly. It's easier for me to misunderstand you than it is for me to acknowledge that I saw this snowball up there and I did nothing. Um, and the snowball seems to be like everything they watched you go through without supporting you. So it's like I let this go on for so long that now to address it's me calling myself out, and I'm not ready to do that. So it's easier for me to misunderstand you because then I have that plausible deniability where I'm like, oh, it's not that bad for you. Because to admit it's that bad for you is to admit that I wasn't there when I saw that it was that bad for you. And do one more here and then go back to the other list. And I'm going to also turn super chats off after this one. Have had recurring dreams of swimming with dolphins and orcas, and my dreams have been wild, connected to me healing my fear of being. Well, yes, the fool, fear of being seen. This person's literally on a cliff, raising their hands. This is like, and their legs spread out. Like this is like how this is taking up as much space as possible. Is what this is. I'm standing high up where I can be seen, and I'm taking up the space that I deserve to take up. Seven of Pentacles, something that's been a long time coming. The moon in reverse, a revelation of the shadow wound. So I do feel like that's definitely it. And this is something that's kind of plagued you for a really long time, but the sun is rising again. So yes, taking fear of being seen, fear of being perceived, specifically like, will I be seen as I'm doing this wrong, or could be doing this better, or something like that, like that. So taking up space. Message from higher self about 2025. That message took a weird turn. So something's getting better, right? But it's like a jerky roller coaster. Like a jerky kids roller coaster. Like it's not scary because you can see the whole roller coaster. It just goes in a circle. It's like little hills, but it's like jerking you around a little bit. It's almost like 2025 is the year of confirmations for you. It's like 2024 was the unpacking, the finding out, and now 2025 is the confirmation that yes, it was hard, but it was hard to wrap up certain lessons to free you. So it's almost like like a jerky roller coaster. You're not going to be scared. You're not going to be even that frustrated because you're just like, whatever, I've been on worse roller coasters. But it's the year of confirmations is how that feels. Okay, I'm going to turn off super chats because I hear Gavin being a little loud over there. So I don't know how long he will last, but I may be on tomorrow as well. We will see. Okay, where did I go here? Molly. Save You a Seat is playing by Alex Warren. Why do I feel like that's your uncle? You got some kind of message from someone that was passed away yesterday. That's a confirmation. Save you a seat at the table. Thank you for saving me a seat is the message. Like including me or thinking of me during the holidays type of message. Oh no, where did this go? 1 second. Dolphin, I did that one. How can I promote my theta healing on YouTube to help people understand how it works more? Dispelling negative whatever about it. Like, people say that this doesn't work because this, but here is how X, Y, and Z shows how this could come to be. It's almost like talking about what other people would typically avoid. So it's like the controversial pieces of it, addressing them in a way that helps people understand who may be hesitant to do it otherwise. Like, yes, I would understand why you would think that this wouldn't work, but here's how blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Will there be any movement in a love life for me in 2025? I don't feel like it's anything. I feel like there's someone that you enjoy conversating with, but I don't really know if it's going to take it to the next step in 2025. It does feel like there's forward progress, but I don't know if there's like a commitment yet. But there is someone that you will end up enjoying their company and or conversation. What does the first 3 months look like for me? Needing to surrender to what's imbalanced so that you don't have to walk on eggshells. It's almost like this feeling of like waiting for something to go wrong and needing to pause to control what you can and surrender what you can't control. I feel like this has a lot to do with like I need to get myself out of a hamster wheel in my mind, and I'm starting to take action to give myself brain breaks so that I can break the cycle or break the pattern. Hold on, let me slow down the chat a little bit. I think I put it on 100 instead of 300 because I thought there wasn't going to be a lot of people. 1 second, please. Okay. Does Jim B have a message for me? Community. It's like you're trying to put together this puzzle or this mapping in private, and you're going to start to kind of get. It's almost like you're looking at one of those signs that like has arrows every which way of all the different directions that you can go. And soon the right one is going to be highlighted so you can figure out which path. There's a need to watch for synchronicities because that feels to be how this arrow is being revealed. Oh, wait. Did I accidentally scroll back up? One second. I think I did that. Yeah, I think I scrolled up too high. I think that's what the issue is. Hold on 1 second. Will my health improve next year? Oh, that's why I was so far behind. I scrolled up too far. Will my health improve next year? Yes, because you're told something or realize something. So like either like a reference that I'm getting, and I don't know if this is like literal, is those kind of like allergen tests where you see what you wouldn't have otherwise seen that wasn't working with your body. It's like you figure out where the agitation in the health is coming from in addition to what you already know about. So I do feel improvement here, but it's like because something is communicate it in a way that helps you make changes. What can the spirits tell me about Shelly? What can we know about Shelly? It feels like Shelly is trying to stop people from realizing something that she's purposefully hiding. It's that situation where it's like if you knew what I'm hiding from you, it would cause you to make choices that I wouldn't like, that aren't in my favor. So I need to hide this from you at all costs, is how this feels. Feels like this is something that's been going on for a little while too. Six of Cups is like in the past. It's been going on for a bit. Will my new shop open in January when it's scheduled to? When it's scheduled to. I feel like there's a bit of a delay potentially, but not much. This would be like February instead of January. So we have 2 here, we have a 2 and a 1 there. So it's supposed to be 1, but it ends up being 2. The Hangman is it's taking a little longer. They're held back. They need a key. I feel like there's going to be a hurdle here. The hurdle could be alleviated, but it's like you need to catch it before it happens. If either there's a very slow opening period where it's like we open but nothing really happens till February, or it's delayed till February. What does 2025 have in store for me? What does 2025 have in store for me? You're showing up more confidently to something, and I don't have any pentacles, but I feel like this is something to do with business or something to do with home life or something to do changes that were needed that you didn't have maybe the decision-making type confidence, almost like analysis paralysis was kind of plaguing you before. But now you're confidently making decisions that it's like allowing for this opening up of flow when it comes to you and other people. So whether that's networking, whether that's friendships, whether that's relationships, it feels like the focus of this is mending yourself out of some kind of not hermit mode, but like half hermit mode. It's like you come the other half of the way out. I just released my first novel. Ooh, I told the story with no harm to anyone. It's on Kindle now. How's it going to do? And how's the op going to respond? Interesting. Interesting. I don't think that the op is going to like it too much. There may be almost like this energy of, okay, you did that. How can we discredit you now? Or how can we try and get you to discredit yourself now, whether that be spiritually or in the 3D? How will it go? I feel like there's a hurdle to overcome to get things moving, and I feel like that is surrounded in like the networking category. So needing to focus on different ways to network in a bolder way will kind of help things move forward. Thank you, Christine. Oh, thank you for all the enlightenment, comfort. Oh, thank you. Let's pull a couple cards. What do you need to know? What's that? That just popped out. Six of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know this song. Lonely Road by MGK and Jelly Roll. Oh, it's a remake of that song. Lonely Road, Take Me Home to the Place I Belong. It's not a remake of that. Never mind. It sounds like that, though. Couple of songs that I'd rewrite. I feel like there's this overwhelming need to. So I can hear The Devil Wears Prada, but I couldn't read the text. I feel like there's this need, and this is like very direct, but I feel like there's this need to kind of write a letter to your past self as a reminder of like I would write it. I would start the prompt with like, almost like if you could write a letter to your past self, letting your past self know this is what you're going to go through. This is what you're going to overcome, but you're going to end up on the other side. You're going to end up okay. I feel like that would lead to some kind of breakthrough for you. Like you almost acting as a future self, writing a letter to your current self, but you as your current self writing a letter to your past self. The version of you before you went through this like whirlwind of sorts, right? It's like as you write free flow, or after, you're able to finally acknowledge something. And it feels like that is some kind of key. The acknowledgement is some kind of key. Oh, an apple, number 16. Adam and Eve, good and evil. It helps you put together the lesson of some sort. That's how that feels. All right, let me get back to this list, but where was I? 2025, January. What are my finances looking like for 2025? What are my finances looking like for 2025? It's like maybe needing to find a way. Is there such thing as like a digital financial advisor? It almost feels like there's something that you don't need to spend money on. Maybe it's some kind of like AI. I put all my budgeting in and I put what I make and I put what goes out and I put it into this AI thing and it gives me a plan of some sort. I feel like something like that will help because right now it feels like it stays about the same and that's frustrating. But there is action you can take to reorganize and take steps forward is how that feels. My bio mom wants to text, but I feel hesitant too because of conflict we've had in the past while texting. Is there any advice about this? Any advice about this? Go in with low expectations. Hesitant because of conflict we've had in the past. I feel like the issue here, that with the conflict in the past is that she is listening to respond while you're listening to understand. And that's why there's this clash because it's like you're trying to talk from the elevator, but the elevator's not on the same floor as where she's at. So it's like you can't really hear each other. I would say take it slow and steady, but be very cautious when it comes to expectations. Don't let yourself start to expect too much. I would say plant seeds and see if she's willing to water them. Message and a token from dad. 1 second. Oh, I'm in the wrong playlist. That's why. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, and it's a rose with number 73. Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. You're going to start to find which of the fork in the road paths is best for you. You had to come to the fork in the road and feel like you lost your way in order to be presented with the opportunity to choose which path is best for you. Because if you didn't feel like you were a little bit lost for a minute, then you wouldn't have been looking for the fork in the road. You would have just kept going and you wouldn't have had the choice to choose to pivot off onto a different path. I received my secret woundings deck. First card for me was mistrust. Have I much to do in this case? And can you release it yourself? Can you release it yourself? Mistrust because relationships made you lose your way. Relationships in the past made you feel like you lost yourself. So it feels like that's where the mistrust is coming from. This feels like specifically romance or maybe family. Oh yeah, you can release it yourself. It's going to take some work because it's going to take a very uncomfortable acknowledgement of what mistrust has caused you to either latch on to or what mistrust has done to certain decision making. Like maybe like a control wound going hand in hand with that you've now released the control wound, which is why you're accessing the mistrust wound because it was underneath of it. Message and a song from my dad. Hold on. There's something significant about February. I have When I'm 64 by the Beatles. And I was just drawn to the line, will you still be sending me a Valentine? And it says remastered 2009. So would there be something February 2009 that he would be referencing? Or the beginning of 2009? Something you dealt with in private. Something you dealt with privately around that time frame is the key to handling something you're dealing with now. It's like in your pocket. The key is in your pocket. Why did that just do that? Hold on. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Any message from my dogs as they currently fight for my attention now that I'm home on a break? Message from your dogs. Let's do you have more than two? Okay, let's just do in general. So I was gonna do 1 and 2, but you might have more than 2. I feel like you have 2. Is there almost like a way that Five of Wands is reversed? So it's like we're not trying to necessarily be combative, but Page of Cups, we're the baby. And the Magician is like trying to communicate something. We're happy you're home. we're not trying to be combative. We're happy you're home, and we're handling that like an excited child. I think that's the message. Let me put the other playlist back on 1 second. Confirmation that I healed, not letting go of those who died. Confirmation that you healed, not letting go of those who died. Well, 3 of Pentacles in reverse is a separation from a group, right? So that would be you letting go in order to rebalance out your footing because you realized how it was causing you to unintentionally self-sabotage by not being present in the moment because you were living in the past. So it's like this energy of it's not that you've let go, like I don't care anymore. It's like you've let go. I'll carry you forward with me instead of trying to pin myself to the last place that I was with you, type of thing. So your approach to it has matured, is what I would say. All right, everyone. I'm going to hop off. I think I might come back on tomorrow. We will see. It's my birthday, but I have nothing else to do anyway. So I might hop on tomorrow, or I might try to do a true crime video. I still owe you all 50 minutes. I'm going to add that to next week if I don't get to it this week. Yeah, thank you everyone for being here. I hope you all had a great Merry Christmas. If any of the people who won the last prize are in here, I only got an email from one of you so far. So if the other ones emailed me, please re-email me because I don't have them. Talk to you soon, everyone. Thank you for being here.